So far, I regarded Bose QC2 as the king of earbuds, mainly because of their unmatched sound quality. But now there is one more player on the field. Do you see what I did there? One more. That actually has a shot of claiming this title. The question is, are these good enough to become number one? To find out my answer and my opinion about this, you will have to watch just a little bit longer. What's going on, everybody? This is David M. the Polish Potato. Without any further suspense, I am going to tell you that I love these so much that I actually want to share them with you. So I'm going to make a crazy claim, and please hold me to it. I'm sticking with it. As soon as this channel gets monetized, I am going to give away not one, not two, but 3 of these to you, my viewers. And I mean the very first income from YouTube advertising, Amazon Associates, you name it, wherever the income stream is coming from, I am giving it back to you because I just have to share these with you. And I want you to have the wonderful listening experience that these offer, that these deliver. If you are a viewer of this channel, stick around, spread the word, and as soon as we are there financially, I'm starting to give them away. Broad soundstage is a term thrown around by audiophiles a lot when they talk about earbuds and headphones. And what it means if your audio listening equipment has a broad soundstage is that not only you can hear the spatial arrangement of all the instruments and vocals playing in a song or a composition, but you can also listen loud. You can listen louder than you would on other devices or equipment because there's clear separation of all the instruments and they don't all sort of melt into one and they don't create a sonic fatigue inside of your head. Both of these earbuds have a really broad, great soundstage. Bose achieved this through years of engineering and, according to their own words on their website, through innovative technology custom built for small devices. Interestingly enough, they don't really mention what kind of speaker or a driver is used for the Bose QC2. 1MORE EVOs have a little bit of technological advantage here because they were released much later and they incorporated dual driver into their earbuds. So not only that, but they also incorporated some genius or a bunch of geniuses that created this sound signature that just makes them sound so rich and powerful and detailed and beautiful, for the lack of a better term. So I'm going to give both of these earbuds 10 out of 10 in terms of sound quality. Yes, we have perfect score. I know what this means. This basically means that, according to David M., the Polish Potato, a devoted earbuds reviewer, these, both of them, are among the best money can buy on the market right now in terms of sound quality. Now let's tackle ergonomics. Bose is going to win this category. I told you there is a lot more to come in this review, but when we're talking about ergonomics, I'm going to tell you why Bose is very, very hard to beat. The way these are shaped and the way they are profiled is, first of all, they seem to be matching, they seem to be molded to reflect the shape of a human ear perfectly. And the way the ergonomics of this earbud are, when you put them into your ear and you twist them according to the instructions, it makes them lodge themselves into your ear canal really well. The tip of the earbud goes in pretty deep, and thanks to not only the tip, but also this additional silicone part that goes around the earbud here, they create this perfect seal. And how genius is this? I have no idea why other manufacturers are not following this and they're not simply copying Bose, because yes, we may all have slightly different ear shapes, of course, so the base of this technology is kind of trying to average it out, but by adding this silicone band around, they are compensating for those differences, because of course you can go with different sizes of these. There are 3 different sizes included in the set, and that helps you eliminate those out of average different dimensions of our ears to create that perfect seal and hold the earbuds inside our ears better for a longer period of time without falling out. And I have to admit, all of this works absolutely perfectly. So by having all these elements that sort of work together to create a perfect listening environment inside your own ear, Bose can deliver this perfect sound signature that makes them sound so unique, so good, at the top tier of any earbuds available on the market right now. And now let's analyze what's happening here. So I just told you that I don't understand why more manufacturers don't simply copy from Bose. But when you look at the shape of the ear tip of 1MORE EVO, surprise, surprise, it's not round anymore, it's oval, just like the Bose. Because maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's genuine engineering, and maybe it does have something to do with the Bose that have been creating this perfect earbud for so many years. And 1MORE EVO took a little bit of that, trying to shape the tip of their earbud to fit better inside your ear. And it does work in practice, because when you put these in your ear, there's also this twisting motion that you have to apply, and then you can sort of feel them going deeper into your ear canal, which helps with everything that Bose achieved as well, meaning creating a better seal and delivering better musical performance right inside your ear canal. So that's why I think both of these earbuds are designed very smart when it comes to ergonomics, and it definitely helps them deliver that high-end musical performance. But it doesn't end there with Bose. We have this outside part that you use to perform touch controls with these earbuds, and the end of it is shaped up. And it may seem like not much, like such a small detail, but it really does make a lot of a difference, because you use your fingertip to adjust volume by sliding it up this earbud like this. And when your fingertip sort of meets that raised part, you know you've come far enough, and this motion works. It's just very effective. It's just like the earbud picks it up every single time. It doesn't miss. So that makes it a lot easier to work with this earbud, and it makes the touch controls a lot more effective. So again, small design cue, very little detail, but makes a huge difference. So overall ergonomics of the Bose get 10 out of 10. Because you can't beat this. I have not found anything yet that would be better than these. 1MORE EVOs are not bad. The touch controls work well, but there is not as much genius design here as there is with Bose. So I'm gonna give these 8 out of 10. Because again, they work, but they're not absolutely perfect like the Bose are for me. This is probably the most difficult part of this review for me, other than describing the sound quality, because I like them both for different reasons. Personally, I would pick Bose over 1MORE EVOs, and that's just because I'm more of a techie, futuristic, sleek, understated type of a look. 1MORE EVOs, and a lot of other reviewers have pointed that out, do look like jewelry. They kind of look like a stone embedded in a ring to me. And I'm not necessarily into that. I'm actually not into that at all. But trying to be very objective, I appreciate how 1MORE EVOs stand out from the competition and look unique. So I'm going to give both of these 8 out of 10 for aesthetics for different reasons, because I think ultimately both of these will look very pretty and satisfying to a lot of people with different preferences. Active noise cancelling is a feature that is best illustrated with real-life examples, and I'm going to bring a few to you today. Starting with the most extreme one, we're going to create a lot of noise and see how both of these earbuds perform trying to cancel that noise out. I have my ANC tester team standing by and ready to go. And believe me, these two are very happy to prove to you that perfect noise cancelling doesn't exist. It hasn't been invented yet. We're about to make a lot of noise. 1MORE EVOs go first. The dogs are already in the ANC testing mode, as you can hear, but we're going to add the blender today. And for this test, I am not going to talk because I don't think these earbuds will pick up what I'm trying to say over this noise anyway. I'm going to try at the end, but the first and most important goal is to test the functionality of the ANC. So let's see how well it handles this extreme example of noise pollution. Let's go.
The right button.
Okay, here we go. Bose has a chance to show off the industry-leading noise cancellation.
I think it would be a miracle if you guys can hear my voice over this. But if you can, then this is absolutely amazing. I don't expect you to, but I'm trying anyway.
This is a really good green drink, by the way. Just be careful with the habanero part because that stuff is super hot. And if you overdo it, trust me, you're not going to have a good time. Cheers.
Man, that was crazy. I didn't think any of these earbuds were designed to isolate your voice in conditions where you have pretty much 120 or so decibels device generating noise right in front of your face. So I'm really mind blown how well 1MORE EVOs were able to handle this and that you could actually hear what I was saying. Not super clear, but let's face it, we pushed them beyond their limits. Okay, we're moving on to the test of driving in a noisy car. I'm cracking this window open. The other one is cracked open today as well. And I also have the Zoom H1N here. So I'm going to switch to that just for a moment to demonstrate what level of noise or what kind of noise we're dealing with here for this recording. Here we go.
And just for comparison, this is what H1N would do if you were speaking directly to it, because you guys have to remember the main rule for recording good audio is to have your source of audio as close to the microphone as possible. That's why these will not always be able to do as great of a job as non-noise canceling microphone could do if you're speaking directly to it.
For this part of the test, I'm going to record the earbuds in ANC mode only, because that's what we care about, right? We care about hearing what kind of noise they can really cancel and how well they can deal with it, and how much they can isolate only our voice from the noisy surroundings. I did test the Bose Quiet Comfort 2 earbuds in this exact scenario before, but I wanted to give them another shot just to stay, scientific and test everything on the same exact day, in the same exact conditions, with both windows cracked open in the car. Previously it was only the driver's side window. I don't know how much difference it makes, but I believe it makes a difference, and we can only come up with scientific results when the conditions of the experiment are exactly the same, correct? So let's make this a little more interesting and add the Sound for Liberty 4 into this setup. And you may say, David, what are you doing? This is not a comparative review of 1MORE EVOs and Bose to Sound for Liberty 4, but just to give you more comparison options, I'm throwing these into the mix. They are coming up in one of my next videos. I will certainly be comparing them to other dual driver earbuds. And there's a lot of noise about these recently. A lot of people love them. A lot of people talk about them. So I just wanted to give you a chance to see how they stack up against these other two otherwise excellent earbuds. So now to make this really interesting, I'm gonna add Sony into the mix as well, because why not? It is a highly regarded earbud, very often compared to Bose, both in sound quality and noise canceling. So now you guys can go back and forth over these four sound samples and have a clear comparison of the 1MORE EVO, Bose Quiet Comfort 2, to another two highly ranked earbuds on the market right now. There's runners. They're probably like, why is this guy driving here for the third time today? Maybe they think I forgot my wallet or something.
At this point, I have to jump in with an explanation before we start bashing Bose for terrible ANC performance while using the microphone on the earbuds. It is important to realize that it's not the same as simply ANC working to cancel the noises around you out when you're not using the microphone, because look what happens when I'm driving the car in exactly the same conditions at exactly the same speed and not talking. So again, here's simply the noise in the car recorded with the H1N, and this is what it sounds like through Bose headphones with ANC on without talking. And now, of course, I have to post the same for 1MORE EVO, just driving, ANC on, no talking. So it's really important to point out here and be fair to Bose and say that their noise canceling performance is really good, especially when you just want to listen to music and be in your own world and tune out the environment and all the noises around you. It does what it's supposed to do, and I feel like it's unfair to throw it into the same bag with using and judging the microphone performance on these earbuds, because obviously you can hear how different it is and how poorly it performs in comparison to all the others. But when you're just walking around, listening to music, mowing the grass, it will cancel out a lot of noise and give you a very comfortable experience. Now back to the rest of my field test.
I'm going to end this test and this part of my video with an easier to handle for the earbuds example, easier than the crazy blender and driving inside the car with a lot of noise coming into the cabin. Just a fairly disruptive and noisy local street behind me. Let's first listen to the level of noise that is present here, recorded with just the H1N standing right here in front of me. So you guys have an idea of what we're dealing with. There's also a little bit of wind, which definitely affects the performance of the earbuds. 1MORE EVO claims 6 microphones, but I think it's 3 microphones per earbud. So what happens if you take one out and put it back in the case? Are we left with only 3 microphones right now? And does it still sound the same? Did it get worse? Does it switch between left and right using the best microphone setup it detects for a particular situation? I think the noise cancellation in these is good, especially when you add music on top of whatever is going on around you when you have the ANC on. They will take out regular level of conversation in a room. Regular street noise like this is not a problem at all, but all of them do. All 4 that I'm putting in this part of the video do that with no problem. Is the Bose absolutely the best anymore? I don't know. I think we live in a little bit of a different reality these days. Advertising is one thing, real-life examples are something else. Soundcore Liberty 4 have definitely clawed their way into the upper levels of earbuds. At least that's what they are regarded as by many reviewers online. I don't necessarily have to agree with everybody else. I'm really trying to be as objective as possible and give everything the equal, like level playing field when we start. All right. So you haven't heard this. Just wait till you see the next video, and then we'll talk about the details. The Sony, that's right. The Sony's name I can never remember because it's XM4 1000XF something. It doesn't matter. I can put the name on the screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. The fact is, some time ago it was only Bose and Sony. If you really wanted the best noise cancelling available, but again, we live in a different world these days. Competition from the likes of 1MORE EVO is absolutely insane. Other brands are coming in. There's a lot more earbuds that we could compare here, and I'm certainly going to look at all of them in the near future. But today we're just going to stay with these 4 examples. Otherwise, this video would be 2 hours long and no one would watch it. To close it off, we're going to listen to the Bose in my home studio conditions without any background noise going on. And right now we're going to switch to 1MORE EVOs. And to be completely honest with you, I'm not super thrilled about the quality of any of these for the phone calls. There's a clear difference. These are a little bit louder, so I'm going to give them 6 out of 10. Bose gets 5. And I kind of want to move on to the next category as quickly as possible.
Build quality is very good for both. This is going to be a short section. The materials are really nice to the touch. The finish is perfect. There's absolutely nothing to complain about. Both are rated IPX4, which means they're water, sweat, rain resistant. Do not swim with them. Don't submerge yourself completely underwater, but a little bit of splashes are completely fine. You should have no problems. The only thing I would change, and that's being nitpicky, would be getting rid of the glossy surfaces. But again, this is going to come down to our preferences. A lot of people will like this 1MORE EVO jewelry type of look, and the glossy will appeal more to them than the matte finish. So again, trying to be as objective as possible, I'm going to rate both of them at 9 out of 10 for build quality, and that's because the only thing I would change is those glossy surfaces that both of them have. Other than that, it's hard for me to imagine something that would be better put together than these earbuds are. Let's move on to the app support. For Bose, the app is there, and it covers the basic features of the earbuds very well, with the most useful one for me being the equalizer. You can go up and down those sliders all day long and customize the sound of these earbuds to your liking, which proves even farther how great they are in terms of sound quality. There's a lot of flexibility here. Also, this is something worth noticing. Every time you put these into your ears, they turn on and they sort of make this test sound that is probing the shape of your ear canal. And based on, whatever is returned into the app algorithm, it customizes the way ANC works for your ears. Very useful. So this app really works well in terms of the way it looks. It's sort of basic, but it has the functions that it needs. The situation is much different in case of 1MORE EVO. The app is pretty extensive, and I have to admit it looks a little bit better than the Bose app in terms of functionality. It has a lot. It has an expanded equalizer with some presets made for you that you can try. And it can also customize the way it can guide you through a sort of like a test game, so to speak, that comes up with a custom sound profile for you in the end. I tried it several times and I actually didn't like the results. I like their default sound signature much better than what I ended up with by doing this test, even though I was really trying to listen carefully and go through all the steps mindfully. But that doesn't matter. There's so much flexibility here again that you can basically make this sound any way you want. And again, combined with the big, broad sound stage, This really ups the sound quality a lot. So, but let's get back to rating the app. Oh wait, I have to mention one more thing that I noticed. Their own animation in the section that's supposed to provide instructions about how to use these is not accurate, because once you put these into your ears, you rotate them around a different axis than what's pictured here in this animation. So that's kind of weird, because you rotate the top part back, not the lower part forward, if you're supposed to change their position so that the microphone faces your mouth. So this is sort of weird and inaccurate, because it is possible to put them in your ears the other way around and rotate them the way this shows, but then the microphone wouldn't be facing your mouth. So someone just made the wrong animation here. I don't think this matters a lot, so I'm not going to zonk it, but it can be misleading for, I don't know, someone who uses earbuds for the first time in their life. So I wish this was correct, but again, it's a detail. I don't think it matters a lot. I'm going to give Bose 7 out of 10 because it works and it's a neat app. And I'm going to give 1MORE EVO's 8 out of 10 because they did go a step farther. And it actually, you know what? Let's go with the 9. Let's go with the 9 because it is a well-designed app that covers all the feature it needs and has some pleasant surprises. So why not? Let's give it a 9 out of 10. Let's move on to rating the cases. They are very functional in both cases. The Bose is a little bulky. Comparing the sizes, I like the compact size of 1MORE a little more, although if you hold them that way, they are literally the same height. Still, 1MORE has this nice pad on the bottom, flat portion that lets you put them on a table comfortably and they just sit there. Bose kind of will just like roll around, and if you put it on flat, it will stay there, but it doesn't have like a designated area to keep it flat on any surfaces. Aesthetically, I do like the 1MORE EVO's case more. I think it looks sleeker, more contemporary, more futuristic. And even though this is not my favorite color, I do like how this is engraved here, and it signifies the upper scaleness of this product. Yep, that works for me. In terms of functionality, the 1MORE EVO case has a super cool feature because of this quick charge within 15 minutes. 1MORE EVOs were also released way later than the Bose, so maybe today the Bose case would look different, but that doesn't matter. We're rating what we have, so I'm going to give 9 out of 10 to 1MORE EVO for the case and 7 out of 10 to Bose. One more thing that has to be mentioned here for 1MORE EVOs, and I'm not really sure whether this should go under ergonomics or case, or maybe both. I saw a review online that said these are impossible to get out of the case. They have to pry them out of it, and for that reason this person is returning them. And I thought to myself, what is this guy talking about? They are pretty easy to get out of the case until this happened to me. I was walking through a parking lot and my hands were very dry and cold. And I found myself frustrated with how difficult they were to remove out of the case. I almost couldn't do it. So at that point, I thought, most of the time I have no problems, but I can imagine how this could be very challenging, especially for someone with bigger, thicker fingers. I am almost zonking it. I'm not really zonking it, with a warning, though, for those of you with bigger hands and thicker fingers, that you might run into an issue here. The last category I'm rating is the battery life. The numbers are on the screen, and in my world, this is great. I don't really have situations where I would need more than that. I can go all day long with what both of these offer, and that's what's important to me. Overnight, they can recharge and they're ready for the next day. So I'm going to give both of them 9 out of 10 because I see no reason why this rating should be lower. If at any point in the future someone comes up with a set of earbuds that hold the power for 1 week on a single charge, I'm going to rate them at 10 out of 10. Actually, After rethinking this for a second, I'm going to give 1MORE EVO higher rating for battery and charging, because that 15-minute fast charge that gives you 4-hour playtime is really hard to beat, and this has to be reflected in the scores. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. Thank you for sticking with me till the end of this review. If you are still watching, you're going to see the final scores now. The Super Bowl of Earbuds 2023 has concluded. 1MORE EVO's win by 2 points. Congratulations. This is of course just strictly looking at the points, but I think they do reflect what's going on here. So what Bose Quiet Comfort 2 have going for them is an amazing sound quality, still one of the leading active noise cancelling systems in the industry. They have fantastic ergonomics and great controls, but they lose the field to 1MORE EVOs in terms of the microphone quality for phone calls, the app support, and the case design and functionality that could have been improved a little bit. 1MORE EVOs, for a change, are a true reflection of the new era of earbuds. They bring amazing sound quality to the game thanks to the dual driver technology, fantastic tuning, resulting in that perfect sound signature that you just can't resist. They have so many features that I actually failed to mention some of them in a half-an-hour long review, like for example dual device connectivity or dual mode transparency. On top of it all, there is one more very important factor that for many of us would probably be the deciding one, and that is of course the price. Given almost the same sound quality and very interesting ANC results, I would not be surprised if 2023 will belong to 1MORE EVO over Bose Quiet Comfort 2. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope it gives you enough information to make an educated decision if you are aiming at the top shelf of the truly wireless earbuds and want to really enhance your musical listening experience. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon again.